So name can be comes into the composite as well as single valued. Why composite? Because name can be divided into first name, second name, last name, or name can be having a single valued like first name only. We don't want the second name or the last name. So age is the multi-valued and derived. I told you why age is known as a derived. Single valued, you know that why it is single valued. It is single valued because there is no division of age. A person has only one age, right? Address can be single valued. A person can have only one address. Address can be multi-valued. A person can have multiple address as well. Okay. Now the date of birth can be the single valued as well as it can be stored. Okay, address is also composite attribute because there can be there might be addresses divided into like the office address and then the home address, and this can be further divided. Date of birth is the single valued and the stored. Why it is single valued? As we know, a person can have only the single date of birth. And why it is known as stored attribute? It is stored attribute because the value of that we're gonna provide in the date of birth will be the fixed value, that is the stored value. Now the combination or the collection of composite attributes is known as the multi-valued attributes. So this is all about attributes. That is very important to discuss. Now we are going to discuss about the relationship, that what is relationship and why we are discussing it about, because it is there in our assignment. Okay, great. So now let's discuss about the relationships, right? All right, so the one is the one-to-many relationship. So what is that? What is one-to-many relationship? Well, an employee as an entity, it is working for a department. For example, there's a boy whose name is, let's say, Aziz. Okay, I'm taking your examples. Aziz is working in Google, right? So Aziz and Google are the department, and the relationship between Aziz and Google is that Aziz works for Google. Getting it? Aziz is a person who works for Google. So this is the relationship between the Google and the Aziz. Now how we can write it in some form, in one-to-many form or many-to-one form? Well, for writing it, so it is simple, right? So when a single thing is connected to the multiple thing, or the multiple thing is connected to the single thing in a single way, I will explain you what is it, and okay, I will explain you everything. So this is known as one-to-many, right? And the one thing is connected in a multiple way for something, that is known as many-to-many, right? I will explain you with the example, don't worry. See, first of all, understanding all these things, we should understand the two things that is very important. The one is cardinality and the another one is participation. So what is cardinality and what is participation? Here the cardinality and the participation is 1 and 1. Why it is 1 and 1? Well, a participation is 1 because every employee in a company will going to have some department. It's not like that any employee is there who is not involved in department. In a software department, if we take an example, so four people are building a website, few people are building applications, but there are no one who is building nothing, who is not connected to any department. If there is somebody who is not connected with any department, any work, so he is better not in the company. The company will fire him. So every employee is connected somehow to the department. The second thing is that why it is cardinality is 1. Its cardinality is 1 because of the reason is simple, because it is connected to the to the departments in a one way. I'm sorry, Aziz bhai, I have told you the definition of participation. It's not the definition of cardinality, it is the definition of participation. The participation is 1 because every employee is participating at least one time. You see, 1 1 1, and you can see here the participation is 0. Why it is 0? It is 0 because the participation is 0 because each and every department, you can see here, is connected to employee. Is it? No. Only department 1 and department 2 is connected to the employee. That, let's say there is a new department of chemistry in your college and nobody is there in that department. Okay, so it's not important that every department would have employee, but it's important that every employee is connected to the department. That is why this department is empty. It is having D3 is having no no employees, so that is why its participation is 0. Okay, so what is cardinality? Cardinality is, let's discuss about cardinality now. So cardinality ratio is actually what are the maximum number of relationship whether an entity can participate. For example, somebody if asks you, hey, what is cardinality, so you will tell them what is the maximum number of relationship that one entity can participate. For example, how many department that this employee can work for. It is here in this case it can work for only one department. You see, this employee 1 is working for department 1, this employee is working for department 1. Okay, no employee is working for two departments. Each and every, you can see the lines, each and every employee is having this one single line, so they are connected with the department in a one single way, right? You can see E1 is not connected to two department, or any of these guys are not connected to two departments, right? You understand why? The reason is simple, because each and every employee is connected to the one department only. He cannot access two department. That is why its cardinality is 1. But in case of departments, a single department can have many employees. Okay, a single department can have 3 employees, it can be more than 3 employees, etc. and etc. That is the reason here the cardinality is n. It's not 1, it's n, because a department can be connected to the various employees, but an employee can be connected to the each and one single employee will be connected to the one department. Getting it? Great. Now we discuss about the degree. So what is the degree? So in every relationship, how many entity sets are participating, its degree is, it is about the degree. For example, the degree of this above example is 2. Why? Because here two entity sets are participating. The one is the employee and the another one is the department. Okay dear, now we're gonna move to understand little bit more about participation. I already discussed about the participation when I was explaining you this participation and cardinality, but we will discuss a little bit more because it will be more clear. So what is participation? Okay, one more thing, participation is also known as the existence. Okay, so participation is basically there two are called as structure contracts. I am sorry, I am unable to pronounce it. I hope I can pronounce it. It is constraints. Okay, constraints. So there these two are called as structural constraint. I will tell you what it is. Minimum number of relation an entity can participate, sometimes also called as minimum I'm sorry, I wrote it. Yeah, it is cardinality. Okay, minimum cardinality. Let me tell you in a very simple way. Yeah, right. So participation is basically what are the minimum number of stuff that this can participate. Minimum number the one can participate, so it can participate at least in the one department, right? And the department can participate in 0. I already tell you, it's not like that every department will have employees. So D3 is not having any employee, so D3 is the 0. Now moving to the next point, which is let us discuss about the about representing it. So you see this rectangle box, this is for representing the entities. So this is representing the entity, this is representing the entity, and this diamond type of shape, this is for the representation of the relationship. Okay, great. So an employee can work for the one department, okay, but a department can have an employee. Getting it? Again, an employee can work for one department, and for a department can have an employees. So that is the reason why we have make this kind of a diagram, because to represent that for representing this statement that a employee can work for a department and a department can have many employees. Getting it, dear? Great. So now we're gonna represent it in, now we can discuss more relationship right now. So every department should have a manager, and only one employee manager manages a department, and an employee can manage only one department. What is this? Okay, so this is example of one to one, right? Here in this employee, an employee is managing a department, sorry, an employee is working for a department, or maybe employee is managing, employee is connected to the manager and manager is connected to the department. So manager is managing the department, okay, and manager is also connected to the employee. That's why its cardinality is 2. Okay, and here the employee is connected to the manager, and then manager is connected to the departments. So every department is associated with a manager, so that's why it is cardinality is 1. And here you see the E5. Let's say there's a new joining in the company, okay, so he may be not connected to any of the manager, any of the department. So because of that reason, this employee, this participation of, because there is a no connection with the manager, it's a newbie in the company, okay, he's just looking, he's having some introducing himself, nothing like that. So that is the reason why its participation is 0. Degree is 2 because we have two entities, that is the employee, this one is employee entity and another one is the department entity, right? Okay, so this is actually I have wrote in a kind of our language, the Urdu language, but actually it's not pure Urdu. This is a kind of a mixture of Urdu and Gujarati, that is the local language of the our area. Okay, so now we are having gonna discuss about the relationship which is many to many. Acha, one thing I just want to clear here, that this is the one-to-one relationship, that is one employee is connected to the one manager, the one manager is connected to the one department. You see the line, you see the figures, it is actually very easily you can understand from the diagrams itself, no issue. Now we are going to discuss about the many-to-many relationship. Well, many-to-many relationship, every employee should work on a project. Also many team can work on a project, or at least one project could assign to at least one employee. See, in this diagram we are having employee and we are allowed to work on many projects. It's not like one employee is working in a one project, but many employee can work on a single project. For example, the E1 is working on P1 and P4, this E2 is working on P1 and P2, and this the E5 is working on P3 and P4. So what is this? Well, an employee can access to many projects. Similarly, a project can have many employees. So this kind of relationship is known as many to many relationship. Okay, so now in this way we are having we can represent many to many as this way. This is entity E and this is a project P. So M and N means there can be many employees in a project, and an employee, there can be n number of employees in a project, and there can be m number of employees a project can have. So this kind of relationship is a many to many relationship. I hope it's clear, dear. Okay, now we are moving to the next relationship, which is the recursive relationship. Okay, so what is recursive relationship? Well, a recursive relationship can be understood as I will give you a scenario of a company. Let's say there is a software company. That company is consisting of a CEO, that is the one who is the top level of post, CEO, and the another one is the manager, and there is a team of 5 developers who code, who program, and let's say convert PhD files into HTML, CSS responsive. So what happen is, the team will having a website development project. So manager will going to tell to team कि hey, we are having this project, and then team will be work on that project. But manager will tell everything to the CEO. Like the CEO will give the project to the managers कि hey, this is a project that we need in certain deadline. Then that project will be get to the to the developers, and then developer will communicate. So developer will not directly communicate to the CEO of the company, but developer will gonna communicate with the manager, okay, and the manager will going to communicate with the CEO, that is the chief executive officer of the company. So here you can see that, let's say there's a guy whose name is Hussein, he is employee, and there's a guy whose name is Ishu, he is another employee, and there's a two guys, Shabir and Ali, they both are also the employees. Now this Issue is the manager who is reporting to the CEO of the company, and this guy, which is Shabir and Ali, they both are actually the employees, okay, they both are the employees, I mean they are the developers. They both are gonna report to the manager, and manager will going to report the CEO, right? So manager is the employee also under the CEO, and these both guys, which are the developers, are also the employee under the Issue, that is under the manager, right? So Issue is the name of a person, Hussein is the name of a person, and they are having designation. Hussein is the CEO of the company, Issue is the manager of the company, Shabir and Ali are the two developers of the website project that they are working on. Now you see the E4, that is CEO, it is connected to the E1. You can see E1, that is the manager, it is connected to the manager, and E1, that is the employee, that is the manager, is connected to the E2 and E3, that are the developers. You see how beautifully it is formed, that is connected to these both, and this is connected to this. So this is basically about recursive relationships, that they are like the participation of them are in a very different type of way, that they are connected with each other, but they are not connected like single to single way, but they are connected with each other in a recursive way, okay. So cardinality here is n, because all the employees are connected to the a single employee. For example, this E1 are connected to the two, like more than one entity. Here C1 is connected to the E2 and as well as E3, that was the cardinality is n. But here the every employee is actually access to the one department, here the cardinality will be the 1, because each and every employee is distinguished in the way that they all are employee and they all are connected to the single person, right? Let me give you one more example here. See, the one which is the CEO of the company, it is connected to the manager, and manager is connected to the employee, the developers. So developers are also the employees, and the manager is also the employee. So that's why they are connected in a one way this, one way this, and one way this, right? So this is the reason how this model is working. So here the partition would be 0, right? There can be employee that is not connected to any of the any of the department, or any of the project, and there can be a project that is not having any employee. So we can write according to the situation, we can form the different kind of stuff. So in a single entity type is participating in a recursive relationship, the degree of a recursive relationship will be 1, and it will be a unary relationship. So what is the difference between unary and binary? When the value of a relationship is 1, so this is known as the unary, and when the value of a relationship is let's say 2, so that is known as the binary. So this is about the introduction about how things works in a relationship way. So this is very important for our assignment. Okay, let's discuss now about the weak entity. So what are the weak entity? For example, I will give you a scenario. Okay, so there are 4 members in a family, okay, and the one is the earning member and the 3 are dependent. Okay, the one guy is the earner of the family, he do some job, let's say, and the 3 person who are depending on that person is basically its family member. So a company, when it creates its database, so it will not going to give any key to the members who are dependent on that person, but it will give a key to the person who is the employee in that company, okay, who is giving some value to that company. So they are giving the key to that person which is the employee in that company, which is the earning member, but they will not give any of the value to any of the key to the dependent on that entity. right, on that earning member. So the point is, let's say there is an employee, okay. So in this employee, when you are having some dependents, so then those dependents are not getting any value, any key. So that type of entities are known as the weak entity. Okay, I give you the scenario that when there's a person who is having actually this thing, that is who is depending on some person. Let me give you one more example. Let's see. There are 4 peoples in a family, and the 3 are not working. They are just depending on the fourth person. Fourth person is actually an employee in some company X. That company will going to give ID to not to those family members, because there's a no relationship of that company to those family members, but he will give the key, he will give the ID to the person who is connected with that company, being an employee, as a member of that employee. So the key will be given to the earning member, to the person, but it is not giving to the other family members. I hope it is clear. So the people who are connected, who are dependent on the earning members, comes under the category of the weak entity, while the other persons are the person who is the earning member, it comes under the category of strong entity. So this is very simple, no matter of issue in it, very simple. Okay, so now we're gonna discuss about the notations of ER diagram. But before going to the notations, I will like to discuss a little bit about this thing, that if it is a weak entity, it has to have total participation. But if any entity has total participation, it doesn't mean that it is a weak entity. So this is a point you can note, that a weak entity should have always a total participation. Okay, if it is a weak entity, it must have the total participation. But if there is a total participation, for example, you got some ER model where you see that it is having a total participation, it doesn't mean that it is a weak entity. It's amazing, no? The definition is very, very amazing definition. I really like this definition, that weak entity can be having the total participation. Okay, but if you see any diagram where you see the total participation is there, it doesn't mean that it is 100% it is weak entity. So this is, please, you can note it. For example, there is having a very beautiful example, you can look on this. Driving license can a person can have one driving license, right? A person can hold one driving license, and for example, if there is a driving license, then there will be some person associated with it, but it is not compulsory every person has driving license. Let me tell you what. See, if there is a driving license, so it is 100% that this driving license will gonna belongs to some person. Okay, this is 100%, because every driving license is associated with some person. But it is not always compulsory that a person would have driving license. For example, in Saudi it's really very strict, I know about that, but in our India it is also compulsory to have driving license. But sometimes there were persons who may not have driving license, and they get punishment here. They have to give a lot of fine and stuff like that happens to the cops. But Saudi is more and more restricted in this way, that driving license. There are my friends who told me about it. Anyway, we are not deviate from the topic, just go into the topic now. Great. So if there is a driving license, so it will 100% there would be some person associated with driving license. But it is not always like that every person would have the driving license. So this is example of this definition about the entity. Okay, now you can discuss about this entity weak key. The driving license is not a weak key. Why it is not a weak key? Driving license is not weak key because if there is a driving license, there will always a person associated to it. It is a strong entity, since every driving license is a unique key. So this entity comes under the strong entity. So it's an example of strong entity as well, right? Now we are going to go into the into the notations of ER models, that how the notations we use in order to describe the ER models. So when you see this ellipse or a circle, anything you can imagine it, this is a type of ellipse, and this ellipse is actually not regular, but it is dashed, dash 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 dash. So this means that we are categorizing the derived attribute. Okay, so this is a representation of derived attribute. When the attribute is like this regular attribute, this is okay. So now we're going to discuss about the attribute. We have discussed about the attribute. Now we are discussing about the entity. So entity is represented in a rectangle box. A single line rectangle box is represented the entity, and then we are having the weak entity. So when you see a rectangle box that is covered by another rectangle box, so that is a notation for the weak entity. And key attribute is having like this, a circle and a little bit of dash. So it is a notation of key attribute, where the total participation of E2, so this is E2, so in R, in any relationship, can be represented by this dash, right? And then we are having cardinality ratio. If the cardinality ratio is 1:n, so this will be represented as E1 n. For example, E1 is having n connections here, and this is having one connection to the E1. Understand it? Okay, a composite attribute can be represented like this way. So this is a one form, and then we can have the another form. So this is how the composite attribute is represented. And then we are having relationship. We already discussed about the relationship. The relationship is actually notated as, the notation of a relationship is this diamond. Okay, this diamond, kite, or maybe diamond you can say, it is a representation of the relation. And this one, which is the diamond and then another diamond, it is the identifying relationship. Okay, this is about the identifying relationship. I hope it is clear to you. So this was really important as per our assignment. So there's a lot to discuss. The database is a very big subject, but there was not a lot to be discussed as per the assignments, and the video is getting like half an hour, and so okay, so we have to finish this discussion, and now we can move to the assignments, and we're going to discuss about the questions about the assignments. So it takes me a little bit while to solve those questions, but I did it, and I think yesterday was your paper, so I did it in a very hurry anyhow. But let us discuss about it, right? Let's discuss about the assignments now. Thank you so much, Aziz.